Hey everybody, Damer here, and I'll be starting my Hearthstone series now. Finally got into the beta a few days ago, so I've just been playing around with it and getting the hang of things. And I wanted to start a series for those of us who don't have a whole lot of money to dump into cards, to booster packs, to play in the arena, but still want to make decent progress. I mean, pretty much the way it breaks down is you get 1 gold every win, so it's going to be slow no matter what you do. The daily that you get is only worth 40 gold. The daily quest, you'll get a quest every day. I've already done mine today though. You do get quite a bit of gold right when you first start, but regardless, there's not a whole lot that you can do to get a whole lot of gold really quickly. So I wanted to kind of show you guys what I've been using for each class to kind of get by at least. So I'm going to start today with the deck that I use the most, and it's the one that I think needs the least to really get going, and that will be the Mage. I've only got a few extra cards from here. I made the Mana Worms. I made the Ice Lances. Those are 40 a pop. You should be able to get enough, whether you buy packs with your gold or you play arena and get packs that way. You should be able to get enough dust to create these 3. I only have 1 of these. And then I also got this from a pack, and I made this. So there's 100 and like 220. If you had to make this, 260 essence worth of cards. To give you a bit more, I guess, explanation on how much that really is. That's not really all that much. You get 1 rare every pack that'll disenchant for at least 40. Maybe you'll get lucky and get an epic. Most of the time, what you get out of packs are kind of worthless. So yeah, you don't really need a whole lot to get this deck going. Everything is pretty much stock from what you get just from playing, that you unlock from leveling the classes. If you go in the beginning, you want to start in practice, right? And then you can go here and choose one, right? And then you just play through these. And then once you've once you've beaten all of these, I think, is when arena unlocks. And I think it's once you beat all of these that ranked unlocks. I'm not sure. You might be able to do ranked right from the start. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of show you guys this deck and kind of my thought process behind it, and then show you guys a few games with it. So the way the Mage works is you pretty much stall until you can get your big damage out. You want to get, some extra spell power, and then you want to throw out your fireballs, your frost bolts, your ice lances right here, and just kind of lay as much damage through spells into them as possible, because you can bypass taunt with spells. Taunt, this is a really popular taunt creature. I was running more taunt in this deck for a while, but I noticed that a lot of the times I get to the end of the game and not have enough damage, where I could stall out the game for a long time and it would go a lot longer, but I was falling, 5, 6, 7 damage short. Where if I had that damage earlier, I could have done something about it maybe, and maybe won. So I changed it up, and instead I'm running sort of like an aggro combo deck, I guess. I've got, oh, you know what? I did miss 1 more rare that I bought. It was this one, the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. This was 100 dust as well, so that brings it to 320 dust. Still not that much. So I use things like the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, which gets 1 attack whenever a minion dies, and the Mana Worm as sort of like the threats that the enemy has to deal with. So they're going to use their spells most likely, or their removal, to get rid of them. They're going to know that they need to get rid of those, and that kind of leaves you open to kind of control the field. So you just use, your Your Frost Novas, your Kona Colds, your Frostbolt. Well, you don't really want to use your Frostbolts if you can avoid it. Um, you know, the little bit of taunt that I have in here, either Blizzard. At times, you'll use your Frost Elemental just to kind of control the board and keep yourself alive as long as possible while you dish out damage. It's pretty straightforward and not too hard to use effectively. You basically just want to stall out until you get some good combos to throw out all at once, and then hit him for a bunch of damage repeatedly. So hopefully we can have some easy games here. Well, maybe not easy. I like a challenge, but I don't want to be like, hey guys, this deck rocks, and then just go on a losing streak right now. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But let's see here.
Jaina versus Anduin.
Alright, so against the priest class is considered like the worst class in the game right now. Definitely needs a buff, which is unfortunate because I really like the priest. None of this is really all that great. It wouldn't be too bad to hold on to the Arcane Explosion, but the rest of these, I won't have the mana to play them for a little while, so... that's better. That's a little better. I would have liked to get some card draw, either an Arcane Intellect or a Novice Engineer. So we're also going second or first, which is a huge disadvantage in this game right now. If you go second, you not only get an additional card, but you get a coin that gives you one more mana crystal that turn. And it's just so huge. But luckily, the priest doesn't really have a whole lot he can do early. He can throw out some kind of chump blocker or something, but... I'm just going to peg this once in the pass. I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I need to get rid of it. But there's not a whole lot he can do early. He's not going to throw out some huge spell right now and just totally, ruin me. He's going for the card draw. He's going to go and heal it now. That's alright. That's okay, because we're going to have 4 mana next turn, which means I can get rid of it. So we're just going to go boom. He's still going to get the card draw on this if he really wants it, but I'm not too worried about it because I have both of my Arcane Intellects in my hand, so I will get card advantage back.
Someone call for the doctor.
Oh, that was a tricky play for him. Kind of wasted this, in my opinion. I don't know. And Mind Blast isn't very good. The priest deck is sort of like the mage deck, but it just doesn't work as well. I need to get rid of this though. I can't let him have this free card draw all the time. Guess for now we're just gonna throw up our taunt and wait and see. I don't want to use my Frostbolt to get rid of it. I will if I have to. Mind Vision. Jesus. So he's probably going to get an Arcane Intellect because that's just my luck. It may seem like we're losing, but this really isn't too out of hand. Now it's a little out of hand. I'm gonna go ahead and Arcane Intellect. Hope to get a Frost. Nope, we didn't get what we need. Okay, we're just gonna ping this off. I'm gonna wait a turn. He's used both of his Mind Blasts. Like, a lot of his big upfront damage has been used. So he's gonna have to rely on creatures now. And I can take out his creatures pretty easily. I've got my Flame Strike ready to go.
For Najata.
Unfortunately, it won't do quite enough damage to kill those yet. I need... This'll help. And then we'll Arcane Intellect again. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. Perfect. Alright, so we're about to start coming back here. I can kill this next turn. Holy Nova. Jesus. But he's throwing everything he can out right now. Like, he's wasting it. Another Mind Vision. Luckily, yeah, I already used both my Arcane Intellects, so he can't steal another one of those. Oh, we got the Mana Worm. Okay. Not the best play, but maybe we'll get lucky. Nope, we're not getting lucky. So lame. Oh my god. So it looks like we're probably gonna lose this game just because we got wasted early, but
Give me a
we can
quest.
still come back. If he doesn't play anything to taunt and we pull the right card, we'll be alright, but it's got a nice little synergy going here. Yeah, we lose. There's nothing I can do at this point. Got tons of mana. You'd think I'd be able to do something here.
Ready to ride. Taste my steel.
I wanted to kill this. But if I did, he would have just pumped up the... Where is it? The Questing Adventurer. Whenever he plays a card, he gets one attack, so... Oh, okay. Yep, there's the... So that didn't go very well for us. But, we'll play another one. That was just unfortunate. We didn't get very good cards in the beginning. We didn't get any of our control, and that's what we needed. I also kind of waited too long. I didn't want to pull the trigger on my Frostbolts because I wanted to use them for damage, but I shouldn't have done that. I was greedy. Just plain greedy. Yeah, contrary to how that priest just totally face-rolled me, the priest deck is really bad. It's like a weak version of a mage deck. It just needs a lot of cards to really be all that great, and then you have to get the right cards at the right time. Like, you can kind of say that about any deck, but it's just extremely true.
Your soul shall be mine.
Okay, we get to go second this time, so that's pretty good. We don't want that, but the rest of this is good. Oh, this is perfect. This is a great opening. Would have been better to get our 3-1 charge, but maybe we'll get it on the draw. Nope. Okay, so we're just going to send it on over. I like to kind of wait a little bit. Like, you can have 10 cards in your hand, and then you start losing the card that you draw before it really starts biting you in the butt.
I hope you like my
So he drew a card, we're going to draw a card. I like to burn through the deck as fast as possible. Alright, well, I want to coin in Fireball, but I think I'm just gonna kill his taunt.
You're sure?
A lot of Warlocks right now are running like aggro decks, like rush down aggro decks, and if you leave even like the most inconspicuous monsters out, it'll kind of bite you in the butt. I might trade off my minion for his this turn. Okay, we're gonna use the coin this turn. So we're gonna coin.
If you're sure.
And then here's our 3-1 charge. 3. So that went all right. We're definitely ahead. We've got plenty of control in our hand. I've got the Frost Nova, my Frost Elemental, a couple of Cone of Colds, and I'll get my Geomancer out here sometime soon. He wants me to trade with this, and I'm kind of okay doing it, and then just hitting him for a fireball. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Put up the pressure, because he can get some healing in. So we want to get him down as low as possible, as quick as possible, because every time he life taps, it costs him 2 health. So how funny! He thinks Taunt's gonna stop me. Arcane Intellect. Cool, we got our Flame Strike. We wanted that. That's good. We don't really have much else to do, so I'll Frost Nova. I could Cone of Cold, but I'd rather save that until he has multiples out. And I have enough mana that I can get my Cobalt Geomancer out and then Cone of Cold. Which I'll be doing this turn. For sure. Well, I could also... No, this is the best play right now. I could have Flame Striked, and I could have killed it if I had this out already, but I didn't. So, kind of no point in wasting it, really. Especially when I can use it now and wipe his board. See what I mean? Like, it doesn't last long, the Cobalt Geomancer, but it does work. And sometimes people ignore it. The problem is now we don't have enough damage to kill off everything. We are going to use our Cone of Cold, throw up some taunt, and then send it back to him. I can ping this guy off, and then we can just trade out right here. Well, not yet, actually. We can't quite trade yet. Hopefully he puts something out that I can just kill. Perfect. Perfect. Even better. Throw out some more. Come on. Get everything you got. Everything you got. Because now we just Flame Strike. Everything dies. That was awesome. I love the Mage. It's just got so much board clear and so much, like, power. It's got a lot of power in it.
I am the blade of the goddess.
There's just not a whole lot he can do in any situation to stop me from doing what I want. I can't attack this. I could rush him down. I could do 8 damage, bring him down to 10. Threaten lethal next turn. I think I want to play it safe though, and I'm just gonna ping this guy off. Arcane Intellect. And swing for 3.
Job's done.
What happened? I thought I killed this guy. What did I hit? How did it not kill the sheep? Oh, because the sheep had 1 more. Okay. 1 more health from the imp. I was like, what? So yeah, we've got another Flame Strike. And it looks like he just wants to load up his board again. Do it, brother. Do it. Yeah, baby.
You're in trouble now.
Trading. Trading. That was so silly of him. So silly of him. I'm tempted to Blizzard. It wouldn't kill them off, though. So what I'm going to do here is throw out my flesh-eating ghoul. Flame strike. Trade off again. And now he knows he's in trouble. All of a sudden, he's like, oh my god. He's now top decking. He has to have good cards right off the bat. And he got a good card. Wow. That's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
You shall not pass.
Whatever. I'll do as I please. Okay, so... I don't like doing this, but since I have another one, I'm alright with doing that. And that means I win next turn if this isn't a taunt monster. Okay.
They'll never know what hit.
Alright, so we win.
Well played.
GG. That went well. Certainly went better than the first game did. You can see how easy it can be. If you get the right stuff, like, we only took 8 points of damage that turn, and we only threw up, like, 3 monsters. So, yeah, the deck does really well. Show you guys one more, and then we'll kind of call it quits for this. I'll be doing every class for the most part. I'll be saving some till later. Like, you can actually do really well with a priest deck without a whole lot, but decks like the warrior deck and to a certain extent the rogue deck, you can't really do as well until you get a good number of cards. The rogue deck not so as much, but like the warrior deck is almost impossible to play without cards from packs. You can't even... You can craft them, of course, but... So we actually got a really good opener here. Against the rogue, like... The way I've set up the deck is actually kind of bad against rogues. Because what happens is... Because he has all kinds of, like... He has things like backstab and eviscerate and... These things that do only a little bit of damage, but I have a lot of like 1 health monsters. 1, 2, 3 health monsters. And he can just eat through them really, really easily. I really don't want to take 3 from him right now. I don't want to Cone of Cold. It just seems silly. But I don't want to waste my Ice Lance either. I guess I'll just use my Frostbolt. I'd like to save that for damage to combo with the Ice Lance, but sometimes you gotta go otherwise. That's the good thing about this deck, is even if, like, if I was using taunt minions instead, I would throw this guy out, and yeah, if it was the same thing, he'd be like a 6/5 for 6. Is the taunt, is the 6 mana taunt dude, and you know, that's just, you know, but most of the time I'd like throw it out and then they're gonna kill it, right? And then I'm not gonna really get much out of it besides soaking up their abilities. So it's better to have things with charge for the most part. Cold to Ice Lance. Keep the board clear. I'm not sure what kind of road deck he's running. There are a few different ways you can go. You can go spell power.
For the king!
Or you can go like an aggro deck. It looks kind of like he's going aggro, but I'm not sure. It's really important to maintain card advantage. He's gonna hit me for 2 more, but I'm not too worried about it. If if I really have to, I can get rid of that minion next turn. If he like pumps it up somehow or something, you know. He does have a few pump up cards from the rogue deck. So I don't have any taunt in my hand at the moment to kind of guard against what he's doing right now. And I already used my Frostbolt to kill that minion, so I can't use it on him right now, which would be really useful. I could throw both of these out and swing for 6.
What to do? What to do?
I could Arcane Explosion. I've got a lot of high cost cards in my hand at the moment. I don't really like that. The only way I could Arcane Explosion is if I Geomancered first. Actually, that might be the best play. No. No, I'd be 2 mana short. I think the best play right now is to hit him for 6. Show threats. He's gonna have to. Aww, misclick. Lame.
Whoops.
Oh well. So that didn't go as it was supposed to, but so he can swing at me with this guy with his dagger, but I doubt he will. That was kind of stupid. He shouldn't have done that. I mean, yeah, he's gonna hit me for 6, probably 8 actually, because he'll probably bypass this guy and swing at this guy. Yeah, he's just gonna hit me for 8. So I took 8, but he could have done 8 the next 2 turns if he had done that correctly. So we really need control right now. We really need some control. Let's see. I could throw out my ghoul. Hit him for 3. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I would have the mana. Let's do that. Go like this. So we're both gonna die. He's gonna get pumped up twice. Isn't that awesome? And now he has to do something about it. But he's had all kinds of spells in his hand. I'm sure he's got backstabs and eviscerates and all that stuff. So it probably won't last long. Rogue is a really bad matchup for the way I built this deck. It just doesn't do well. Oh, so he sapped it. That's weird. It just doesn't do well without the taunt. You really need the taunt to really, like, do well against rogues. But we're stabilizing a little bit. He probably expected that I just throw the ghoul back out. Next turn I could hit him for 12 if he doesn't throw up anything to taunt. Which it doesn't look like he's going to do. He's probably going to combo something and get rid of my minions.
Just me and Mr.
No,
White.
he's not. Okay. We just cannot catch a break. Okay. Let's drop this guy. Pick this guy off. Kill that guy. Swing for 2. Oh no, we don't want to throw that out. Okay. So again, I'm giving him a choice. Like, you either deal with my stuff or you don't. And it kills you. He doesn't want
One
to trade
shot,
it.
one kill.
I don't get his. Oh, okay, that's why. Alright. That was a good play on his part. I was gonna do back.
Locked and loaded.
What is that? Iron Forge Rifleman. Jesus. Okay. I'm not too worried about him having some like massive creature I need to polymorph. So I'm kind of tempted to just polymorph this one out, ping one off, and kill the other one. But that wouldn't leave me any mana to do anything else. So let's do this. Let's swing for 2 here. We'll trade this out. This off. And call it good. We've almost caught back up in terms of health totals. You don't really actually, in this deck, like, you need to worry in some matchups at certain levels of health, but you don't really need to be like super worried about it. Since he's low on cards, I'm not too worried. And I haven't drawn into any of my control yet, which means it's coming. It didn't though. So she. This is a risk. I just don't. I'd rather get the guaranteed damage in. Yeah, he might hit me for 3 next turn. Maybe even like 5. But I can win. Most likely. We'll see what else he does, but he's gonna hit me for 4. Fireball. Yep, we win. So we trade here. Hit him for 6. Pull out our recharge. Finish him off. GG. So you see what I mean? Like, you can get down really low in health and really come back. That whole time it kind of looked like we were losing. And then we won in the end. So, yeah, that's the Mage deck. Pretty good stuff. I think that next I will be going into the Druid. Or perhaps the Hunter. I'm not quite sure yet. I've gotten less for the Druid, I think, from packs, so I think I'd kind of like to start there, but we'll see. I might go with Rogue. I don't want to be showing you guys ones that I've gotten cards for, because you won't necessarily have too many of those cards, so I want to keep the costs down of the decks, you know, in order to kind of emulate the deck that I'm showing you guys, so that you guys can use them for your own purposes. And, you know, feel free to, you know, make little tweaks and changes. If you wanted to go to take out those charge minions, for example, and put in some more taunt, I can show you. I had okay. I had 2 of these instead of my, where are they? My Wolf Riders. And then I had, I think it was 2 of these, the Booty Bay Bodyguard, instead of my Reckless Rocketeers. You could also use the Lord of the Arena, which is a 6/5 with taunt, which is same mana cost but one more attack. But like I was talking about, like, if you notice, these big taunt monsters only have 5 health, so I can trade efficiently, because like say that they threw this down, right, and I'm like, oh, I need to get rid of that. A lot of the times the only thing that you're going to have in your hand monster wise that's going to be doing that you're like, oh, I need a taunt that's going to survive against the Lord of the Arena, is going to be another Lord of the Arena, because then they just trade out. Well, I can still trade and do it on my terms and do it before he gets to really choose what he wants to do with this. So he could end up pumping it up the next turn and really doing more damage than I anticipate. So I can get rid of things faster. But you can still go with those. There's nothing wrong with it. It just, like I said, it seemed to stall out and sort of run out of damage, even though I survived longer. You can also go, instead of a mana worm, you could throw in like a raid leader or Dalaran Mage. Dalaran Mage is really, really good. A 2/4 with plus spell power. A couple of times I've thought about getting rid of my my Geomancer and putting in the Dalaran Mage. I was actually running 2 Geomancers for a while, but I kind of decided when I went with this whole taunt, the whole charge thing, that I wasn't really relying too much on it, and I actually only keep it in the deck because people ignored it a lot, and it's really good once you get to like Flame Strike levels, to like level or turn 8-9, where you can drop, you know, a Geomancer and a Flame Strike at the same time, and then do 5 damage instead of 4. They don't always anticipate it, and you can get rid of those tougher, you know, I can get rid of a Lord of the Arena or the Booty Bay Bodyguard and those sorts of things with that if I have the Geomancer. So I kept it. Yeah, guys, so that's the deck. If you liked it, liked the video, liked the deck, please like and subscribe, and you'll be informed when I post my next video. Alright guys, I'll see you soon.